Alrighty, what is going on? Happy Saturday. Today is Saturday the 11th of May. We're officially 18 weeks out. So I've done the usual this morning, coffee, steps, check-in photos, pre-workout meal, and effectively got myself ready for today's leg session. So we're in here at Powerhouse this morning. It's only gone just after 8:30 in the morning, so it's actually not too busy here, which is nice. So hopefully it stays like this for the next couple of hours. Anyway, we're in for legs. I'm just going to take you through the session, bit of a raw and uncut session. I think I filmed this one. I think I filmed this specific session, like the full session. I did a D-volume session prior to prep kicking off back in late Jan, early Feb. I'm sure I've popped snippets of this session in various videos throughout, and I obviously post it all on Instagram, but you know what, I'm just going to be raw and real here and take this true. No fancy edits or anything. Just film what I can, talk where I can, and hopefully the music doesn't get too loud, and hopefully I can still be able to talk and you can still hear me. So without further ado, my pre-workout's kicking in. I'm going to go get myself sorted, get my tripod set up, and let's get started. Whew. Alright, without further ado, let's get kicked off. Yes, starting off with some delts. For anyone that follows me, you will know delt top-up work on leg day is a thing. So, starting on the lateral raise. Just warm up with a couple sets. And something I can kind of speed through is the warm-ups, on these isolation movements. And something I touched on last video, I think, was about those warm-ups. I don't really need too many. I'll probably do 3 warm-ups and then one set. And I can probably, my one set will be a double rest pause, which I'll show you in a second. Yep. So that's, I think, 60 pounds and 110. The stack's 150. So I'll do another warm up with that load. And then I'll get the gym pin out and put some load on. Okay. Alrighty, we've got just the gym pin plus 5 kilos loaded. So nothing too major. I had gone through periods where I'd have, 10, 15 loaded. But that was at the compromise of execution. It was good at the time, when I was doing it, but then obviously execution just potentially might have dwindled a little bit, so we'll make sure that we get some quality reps here. Oh yeah. Alright, rest for 30, then go again. Probably peak hour here, isn't it? Especially in this corner. the thought process is to sort of try and explode up and then control the eccentrics down, eccentrics down. Oh yeah. Okay, let's finish this strong. Yes. Come on. I suppose, to touch on more on why I do some delt work to start the legs is because you're able to get some quality work in and not, impact the remainder of the session, especially as a weak point. And I've done it consistently for the last 2 years, so I think it's noticeable. My side delts, something that can be easily recovered from. I think there's some benefit in doing something like that, whether it's abs, calves, of some description. Also starting all my leg sessions with calves as well to give them the priority that they deserve and need. Are they where they need to be? No, but are they improved? I think so. I'm really trying to get the most out of these warm-ups. Chuck another on. Get a good stretch in between. Yep. Alright, we'll do another warm up with 3 plates and we'll get into a working set. Alright, here we go. First working set. I generally like on the calf, because I'm doing 3 sets, a higher rep set to start with. So I've got 75 kilos loaded. Let's see if my calves look alright from this angle. Nope. Now flick the lights off. Yes. Yo. Oh, yeah. 15. Alright, so we've loaded some more weight up. We're on to 90. So I often do find that having that high rep set first kind of helps then, as opposed to going straight into a heavier set. Alright, let's cover up these calves. Just makes me depressed if I keep looking at them. Strong. Come on. I'm also looking at someone training in UGG boots. I mean, I'm all for comfort, but UGG boots, each their own, I suppose. Alright, so first couple sets were more like a 1 count in the stretch, 1 count in the contraction, or try to. Whereas now with 70 kilos, as we back off, as the third set, I'll probably just try and keep the reps moving deliberately, a bit quicker in tempo. Now that my calves are fucking pretty pumped. Yes. That was solid. You see, I probably don't think I could have been doing that kind of tempo from set 1. Probably almost takes those 2 controlled sets before. That's what I find anyway. Alright, we're creeping towards some more exciting stuff in the session. Conveniently, the adductor's just right next to the calf raise. So, adductors on the agenda. Shoes are coming off because I want to keep my feet as far forward on the foot pad as possible. Oh, Jesus Christ. That could have been a fucking stack. I want it on... Do I want it on... This is why I logbook these kind of things. What setting do I want the width of this on? I want it on setting number 8. And as I was saying, with my feet positioning, is ideally, and I know I've said it in a few reels and YouTube videos probably in the past, but ideally I'm wanting my knee at the same level as my hip. So as an example, you probably can't see here, but if my foot was further back, my knee would be much more elevated than my hip, and it place more emphasis on my lower back. And you can often have issues with that. So as far forward as possible, it's going to make it more challenging, recruit your adductor even more, and obviously taking the shoes off will enable us to get that little bit extra range, so I don't have the the toe of the shoe touching the machine at the end. Just some nice warm-ups here. Like the new tech or M-Torch or whatever you want to call it, adductor here, is almost one of my favorites. I know this is not, like this is probably one of the heavier ones. Probably goes prime, then this, and then all the others are pretty light. But the contraction I can get and how sore I am days later, I'd have to say this is one of my favorites. Sure, you can load up like the Cybex, the Nautilus adductors, but it just doesn't feel the same. Yeah, the loading that it can place, very good. Okay, we'll do probably 2 more warm-ups, and then we'll get into a double rest pause, and I'll see you for that. Okay, those warm-ups are done. Onto the stack for the double rest pause, aiming for 30 reps. Will I get there? It'll be anywhere between 25 to 30 reps, I'd imagine, across 3 sets, 30-second rest in between. Same as the lateral raise. Good little intensifier. I think this is a set that we need some music for. Bit of MGK. Oh yeah, Daywalker. That was 16. You know, I'm okay with having that slight pause in between some reps in the stretch to get it up and then control the eccentrics. I'm equally trying to control the change of direction as well, in both positions, you know, the stretch and the contracted, because I think there's a big benefit of doing that. Okay, stop talking, let's go again. Come on. Oh. Come on, yes. That was a challenging one. Yeah, 16 and 6. Then I get 4. I'll take that. I do find with adductors in this double rest pause, you know, the second and third tend to be quite challenging. Fatigue just kicks in. do the thing. Yes. Come on. There we go. One more. Oh, some tiny assistance on that last one. I'll take that. Oh, all right, here we go. Getting knee sleeves on. I always confuse myself because it says large on it, and I'm always like, oh, it's left. But it has two. Like, it has an L, and then it has an L, or an L, and then an R for left and right. But anywho, ProFlex hack squat. So knee sleeves and squat shoes are required for these, for this, should I say. I've honestly found that this hack squat specifically, and where it's a session, just fucking blows up my quads and gives an element of fullness that the Cybex hack just doesn't give. And I don't know why. Whether it's the squat shoes, because it's been 2 weeks since this session, just with the way my schedule has fallen, that my last 2 leg sessions have been at Goldie City, so Cybex hack. Therefore, yeah, it's been a fortnight since I've been on this, which is obviously no issues, but no, it's always good to be back on it. Get some fullness back in the quads. I think it was last session I did 4.75 plates. That was with Olivia spotting. I think I got 6. She did help on that 6th rep. I don't anticipate touching that loading today. I think 4.5 will likely see me out for a solid set. I don't really want to be going in the sub 6 rep range, because I don't think it's going to be overly productive. And then 4 plates has been a pretty staple back off for me on this of late. So, without further ado, I've said that a few times this session, haven't I? Anywho, the other thing I was going to say, as I finished tying up my shoes, is I was watching C-Bum's video this morning, and he was, talking about the balance between intensity versus, like spot on form, and trying to find that happy medium in the balance. And I agree with that. Like I've done like heavy squats, heavy hacks. No, yours, man. In the past, but and I think that grew a lot of strength in me. The heavy squats. Like I look back at videos from 5 years ago, I was squatting 4 plates consistently for reps. Counter to that, I didn't build my quads. I was having that chat with someone at the Goldie City. That's been early this week, and he's just like, oh bro, I can't do hack squats. It doesn't go to my quads. I need to go back to squatting. And I'm like, bro, I'm the opposite. But that's why everyone's different. He was a short guy. I'm a tall guy with long limb length. So anyway, without further ado, let's hack. There was a period when I first started running these again that I was doing these paused, but I'm just doing them continuous at the minute. But even on the warm-ups, I might do like pause just to, get comfortable with the loading and make sure my knees are nice and lubed up. on most movements, you can kind of, also depends on what your top set's going to be, you can kind of speed through some of the warm-ups, particularly when I'm going to go 1 plate, 2 plate, 3 plate, 4 plate, probably 4.5. Yep, feeling good. All right, a couple more warm-ups, catch for the top set. Ooh, this is the one. Just try the truth. Okay. Yes. Come on. Yeah. Alright, we'll call it at 7. In theory, probably want at 8. Without a spot. I'll take that. Anyone else get fucking nervous before a top set and have to piss like 7 times? Yeah, me too. Fucking hell, people must think there's something wrong with me when I'm running to the toilet every few minutes. To piss, shit, you know, the nerves. But to be fair, there probably is something wrong with me. But anyway, 4.5 for 7 is top set. I do a back off on this, so hence I got 4 plates on. But 4.5 for 7, probably would have wanted 8, but conservative approach, and was pretty happy with the control, eccentric control, tempo throughout that set. You know, if I had a spot, I probably would have gone for the 8th, but I figured there's no point burying myself, particularly when I had to back off. And another press compound after this, you know, as I've said a few times, is one set won't make you, but it could break you. So the whole stimulate, not annihilate motto. Anyway, enough rambling, let's do this. Back off. Oh, cool, climb, bro, with the problem. So for one. Ooh, the hell are you waiting for? Yeah. You. That one takes a lot mentally just to fucking keep that going. that was 11. I've been hovering around 11 or 12 reps on that back off. Keeping it continuous, not fully locking out at top. Just keeping it on the quads the whole time. Whew. Alrighty, slight now change for the remainder of the session, or just for this kit. So I was doing the banded hip press. The reason it was banded was because I was able to load it up to 6 plates, not banded during the off season, and then it's like, we need to add more load. You need to progressively overload this, so you add the band. It means you have to drop off loading. But I really liked that. I think it had probably run its course. And also over the past week or two, that second quad compound on this session just pulled back to the 1 set. So here we are back on the squat press. See if I like it again. Haven't used it in a hot minute, so yeah, the hip press probably ran its course. So squat press. So obviously this was at Doherty City until it broke and they replaced it with a Techno Gym, unfortunately. So that was up until about August last year. So it's probably been 9 months since I've been on this. Actually, looking at my logbook, when we were in Sydney in maybe October, I did it at World Gym Moore Park, the squat press. But yeah, it hasn't been consistently in for a while. Finding foot positioning. 1, 2, 3. So the 4th line down. It's one of those ones that doesn't, like, it feels good, but not as good on only 2 plates. Obviously I can load this up. No squat shoes required. Okay. Let's load up some plates and we'll see what we can get onto. Alright, so I've done a couple of warm-ups, 2 plates, 4 plates, 6 plates, now I've got 8 plates loaded. You know, previously I could literally just jump on here, do 1 or 2 warm-ups, and be fucking good to go. But for some reason it's just, I don't know, the positioning, like, and how it puts my hips in a certain position. And yeah, it's kind of like my hips, maybe my ankle mobility, but then again I was getting heaps of knee flexion on the hip press, but just different movement pattern, as well as then pressure on lower back. It's not an issue, just something I need to work around. I'm also thinking about foot positioning as well, where's going to be the best, and whether, you know, like, I get my knees to come, you know, sort of in train tracks straight through, or if I slightly have them come out a little bit, because I feel like I'm cutting range if I just come straight back. But let's see how we go. Maybe that lower foot positioning is better. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, might watch back how that looks, and might go to 9 plates. Alright, upon consultation with some common sense for myself, I'm just going to stick with 8 plates. And I watched back some clips from when I did this back in August at Doherty City, much lower foot position, and obviously keep my knees sort of, you know, in more of a straighter line. Let's get some music going. Yeah. Ooh. Conservative, we'll leave it at that. It's 8 plates for 9. Like last time I was doing 9 plates for like 10 to 12, so I'll take that. There's also an element of, you know, getting back used to the machine and all of that. Alright, so we're onto the glute drive. I was, for a period of time, doing leg extensions straight after those quad compounds, but found I wasn't getting as much out of it. Well, in fact, it was probably a coincidence. What's the word? A blessing in disguise when someone was using the leg extension one day. And so I had to jump on this instead first before the leg extension, and found that, you know, that rest of being able to rest my quads for, you know, 10 minutes while I do this bodes very well in order to get a really solid quad contraction and real pump to end the session. Alright, let's load it up to another warm up with 4, and then we'll go to 6 plates for a top. The lighting seems to be a bit better from this side, but anyway, we've got 6 plates loaded. Let's try and not snap my shit up. And I am deliberately not going all the way down to the bottom. Otherwise, I'm invariably going to be using a lot of like, say, my quad and not just my glute to get it back up. So it's almost like I'm just doing the top 50% of the movement, and that control to even do that, glutes on fire, and try and pause at the top where I can. I'm going to back off with 4 bickies. Back off 4 plates, probably a bit quicker in terms of tempo. Yeah, the glutes are sort of pumped and firing, which really ruin them. Alright, so now we've had a bit of a rest on the glute drive. I say rest for my quads. And I've done a couple of warm-ups just to, you know, squeeze as hard as I fucking can. I'll be trying to do the same thing on here, on the top set. So, got my trusty gym pin seatbelt, lock in. Also, this is fucking broken, so make sure it doesn't move. Okay. Yes. Yes. Alright, back off. We'll try and get as horizontal as possible. You know, it's funny, like there were periods where I'd do leg extensions towards the start of my session. I'd be trying to stack this shit. But I think there's that balance. That's a wrap. Let's go drop the pants and see how the pump's looking. Alright, pump check. I'll get my pants undone. Couple of veins. Often your legs aren't as separated after you've just trained them because they're too pumped. Baby hamstring, deep and through. The funniest part about all of that, I didn't even click record on my phone. So we go again. Definitely got some fullness back in my quads, I think. That'll become more apparent, I think, in the next few days, I think. That's what tends to happen. Alrighty, as I unpack my tripod and strip it back down, that's going to wrap up the video. I reckon I've been recording and probably have clips of like 40 minutes long. So that's going to be fun if it all makes it to the final cut. Anyway, that's going to round out the video. Purely a gym video today. And it's only not even 11 in the AM. So if I come down here, get a bit darker. So that's going to round out the video, as I've said about 4 times now. So if you like the video, please like, please subscribe if you haven't already. We're nudging 335, I think, subs. So that's pretty cool. So if you haven't, please subscribe. You know what to do. Anyway, I'm buggered and pooped. I'm ready for post-workout. Catch you in the next one.